As of yesterday, our governor has declared that we're going to not finish the school year, and all non-essential business will be shut down for at least a month, is what I understand. Luckily, here locally, we only have one case so far that we know of.
Ooh, okay. All right. It sounds so scary when you read it out loud. The United States, nationally, is in the initiation phase of the pandemic.
Right now?
Yes. States in which community spread is occurring are in the acceleration phase. The duration and severity of each pandemic phase can vary depending on the characteristics of the virus and the public health response. All 50 states have reported cases of COVID-19 to the CDC. These include imported cases and travelers, cases among close contacts of a known case, and community-acquired cases where the source of infection is unknown. View latest case counts and deaths. Total deaths in the United States alone, 400. Wow. Wow. So, where I'm at, I feel like I don't know what to do with my hands. I feel scared to touch things a little bit. Like even things that I feel like you should be like fine touching, like, oh, should I open the refrigerator? Or maybe not. Maybe I shouldn't open the refrigerator, but you have to. There's things in there that you need. So you grab it, but then you're like, I'm gonna wipe it down real quick. I touch my hair when I put my hair.
Keep touching your face.
I know, like I just need to cut my hands off and do nothing. I feel like I should sit like this all day. I don't feel very concerned about myself, but that's probably, maybe that's not good. Like I should be more concerned. Like I still get up, like go to work every day and I touch things, right? So what if I touch something and I get a little sick and grandmother's like, hey, can you bring this dog food to me that she ordered because the dogs have to have food? And I go and I give it to her and she like somehow gets like sick from me and like I find out I'm sick, but she gets super sick and she dies. My grandmother, you know?
Yeah.
It could happen.
Mm-hmm.
It could happen.
Yeah.
She's a relatively healthy woman. She's not even super old. I just don't know. I feel like, for me, it sounds like it's worse. It sounds like it's worse in other countries, and it sounds honestly just terrible, but I haven't seen it to experience it, so I feel like, not where ignorance is bliss, but ignorant. Like, I'm not gonna take it as seriously as I should until I see like how hard other countries are being hit by it. Like it doesn't feel real still. It's the end of the world as we know it. Yeah, it's the end of
Everything goes back to the 80s music, regardless.
I feel fine. Not everyone can say that, and that's the problem. How do you feel? See?
I don't know where we are. What day is it?
March 24th of 2020.
Okay.
Tuesday.
So this is day 6 of our quarantine, except we're not really quarantined because we're a vital service. And I don't know what to think. It's definitely an unprecedented thing. It is kind of scary because I have asthma. When I get sick with a cold, it always goes to my lungs, and they say this virus goes to your lungs and then you get a pneumonia, and my wife has asthma too, and she has some immune problems, so there's some risk there, but at the same time we have a lot of people that work here, we have a lot of people that depend on us. We're talking about trying to do something for the healthcare workers, or they have to, if they go on extended shifts, they have to keep their pets somewhere, so we're going to open the boarding facility for them. So I think it is, we are a vital part of the community. We all got to work to get through this, but it's kind of scary as well. And I think that social distancing and being real careful about if you have a fever or if you feel bad, that you should stay away from people. That's the hardest thing I think for people to do, is because people have a natural tendency to protect themselves. Like, if you look sick, I don't want to go near you. But if I feel like I'm a little off, for me it's like asking a person to, put themselves aside and say, quarantine yourself even though you feel normal,
Right.
so that you can protect others.
Right.
After 3 days in the house, I have a feeling people are like, I am bored, I'm gonna go out and
Right.
get something to eat or drive around town or do something.
Yeah, or people that need to work, really, because
Oh,
so
yeah.
many places are closed down, and it's like, well, maybe they don't feel the best, but they're brushing it off with something else. And it's
Mhm.
hard too with allergies and everything this time of year. It's kind of been a joke. Is it's like, is it allergies, or am I getting sick, or like, is it like normal sick, or is it
Yeah.
COVID?
So I think it's gonna run its natural course. There's gonna be a certain number of people that get infected, and hopefully it won't be overwhelming.
I think it's just crazy how much like what you're used to doing has changed, like the routine of doing things. Like I was they canceled school for K through 12
Yeah.
for the rest of the school year.
That's
That's
hard.
mind blowing
Yeah, it is.
to me. The kids are not
Yeah.
in school.
Mm-hmm.
They're not allowed to be.
My son's a senior and they're not having graduation.
Yeah.
They just walked out of school one day and said, go to spring break early and we'll
Mhm.
get back with you. And then
Right.
it's like,
Actually, just
Kids
don't
still
bother
have-
coming back.
they probably have books in their lockers at school and stuff, and they just closed everything down.
Yeah.
So it's really unprecedented. This is.
Yeah. So the governor stated yesterday that all non-essential businesses will be shutting down. So fortunately, we are part of the essential businesses, so we are still fully operational, taking lots of precautions and cleaning a lot more, and just being a lot more strict on who we let in the facility, and not letting sick people come in, and offering more services, curbside services and stuff like that. So, it's looking outside, it's a ghost town.
Yeah.
It's, you're used to seeing cars going up and down the street, and there's nothing. It's absolutely bizarre.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Did you ever think they would shut down school for it's gonna be 10 weeks of school that's missed? I've never heard of such a thing.
It's crazy. Hunter, my husband, he is a teacher, and he, is out, well, I guess until May 15th, or for the rest of the year, really.
Mhm.
And it's just crazy because he's not going back to work, and I would have loved to have gone back to school when I was in high school. But, the kids, they need education, and a lot of kids around here, they don't have a lot, and them going to school, provided them with food and the daily necessities, and some of them might not have that now, and it's kind of scary.
Yeah.
And
It's a whole support system for them.
Yeah.
It's a positive
yeah,
reinforcement
yes,
for their
yes.
growth. Yeah.
Yep, and there's a lot of people in the community too doing stuff for the kids,
Yeah.
because they know that people need it right now more than ever. So, yeah, the whole situation is just, it's mind blowing. It's scary, but the community has really been coming together, and people have been coming together, and being really supportive and understanding, and I think we all need that in the world right now with everything going on. So
what are your personal concerns?
Well, I have personal concerns about my grandparents. My grandmother just had open heart surgery, and she is very frail and fragile, and I'm concerned about her because she's older, and she is more susceptible to this virus. And my other grandparents, they're a little bit healthier, but I'm mostly concerned for them, and so I don't want them going out anywhere and being out in public. So that's really my only concern. I'm not really concerned for myself because I'm young, I'm healthy, I wash my hands multiple times a day. You know, I am taking those extra steps to being more aware of personal hygiene. So I'm myself am not concerned, but I'm concerned for my family.
Mm-hmm. So what precautions are you taking? You're not visiting people?
Trying not to visit people when I go out in public if I have to. I definitely maintain the 6 feet social distancing protocol. Washing my hands more than I have been. Trying not to touch my face because unfortunately I bite my nails, which is a really bad habit. But really trying not to touch my face. Lysoling everything, wiping things down that I usually don't touch. Like, I have this one pen that I use all day long, and this is my pen and no one else can touch it. So just being more aware of germs all around.
As of yesterday, our governor has declared that we're going to not finish the school year, and all non-essential business will be shut down for at least a month, is what I understand. Luckily, here locally, we only have 1 case so far that we know of confirmed, which is not a surprise, really. I think that it's one of those things that, for me, that's the uncertainty that's the most scary part. Nobody wants to get sick, but I think that with it being a pandemic, we know that most of us are going to get sick. It's just a matter of controlling the spread and kind of slowing the process and protecting those that we love that are likely to get more sick than the young ones of us. And I think that we just need to all take the precautions and the recommendations to stay away from socialization as much as possible and limit your contact with other people, and just prepare for some slow times in the future. But I think things are going to get worse before they get better, but I think things will turn around.
You have any personal concerns about your family or people you know, or any predictions on how it'll go? Or
Of course I worry about my parents, and my husband's mom has pulmonary fibrosis, so we are worried about her. Luckily, Will and I are mid-30s and relatively healthy, so I'm not super concerned about us. And our nieces and nephews apparently it doesn't affect kids that much, so at least, most diseases you worry about the kids and the elderly, and at least they're a subset that hopefully we don't have to worry about too much.
Ivory soap. They're limiting us to 1 bottle.
Yeah, she had said that they had 12, and she was just going to go ahead and get them, and they told her either way she can only get 1. And she gave the argument, it's not antibacterial, it's not actually going to protect anything, it's mostly just used for us bathing dogs and making them smell nice and clean, but it's not anything that can protect from COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And they told her either way she can still only get 1.
Mm-hmm.
I think I first heard about it maybe 2 weeks ago. I don't know, it kind of just came out of the blue, just kind of all of a sudden, and then next thing I know, restaurants shutting down. A lot of places still do like to go carry out, but you can't go inside really. You can't. You can order online. I think some places you can go in only to pick up, but like yesterday I went to Domino's. All of the tables, chairs, waiting benches been moved back. The machine that they have the drinks in that people just open up and pick out, that was behind the counter. That way people weren't touching all the drinks and infecting them just in case.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a pretty serious thing. I mean, it travels very easily. Very easily.
Mm-hmm. So what's your personal concerns? What are your thoughts been lately?
For me, mostly it's trying to make sure that I keep, myself clean, disinfected, because I just don't want to take it back to my family. My mom has trouble with upper respiratory. She doesn't want it. I don't want her to have it. I don't want anyone in my family to have it. I mean, I haven't seen it firsthand, but I mean, it's a pandemic. People are all over the place trying to prepare just for lockdown. So, I mean, it's got to be taken seriously. I mean, if you think it's just a small case of the flu going around, then I feel like you haven't been paying attention to social media, news, anything. It's pretty hectic out there.
Spring break this time of year is usually a big season for boarding when people go to the beach and they drop their dog off for a week. What's the boarding facility looking like?
There is a vacancy light on.
Vacancy light on.
There is.
I was watching a thing of in Italy. They're having people that are in the hospital and their pets were trapped at home for several days, and so we're going to try to take a negative and turn it into a positive and offer up that open space for people that are affected by the virus and healthcare workers and stuff that really need it.
And then, yeah, they could probably definitely use that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you can't be home for however much time because you're working,
Mm-hmm.
you're trying to help take care of everyone and all the stuff that's going on, then if you need somebody to take care of your pet while you're away, that is a very good idea.
Yeah, I think we all have to pitch in together, and this is one thing that we can do. It's like, you know, maybe somebody will pitch in and give us some hand soap when we run out of it, because, you know, we just got to keep going along and hoping that it's all going to work out.
Right, we are a community.
Yeah.
And for most places, community is family.
Yeah.
So I understand the basics of what's going on, not in detail, but I have a lot of friends that are actually working in labs, and a lot of them have started working with similar viruses, trying to figure out different ways that we can vaccinate or potentially stop it from spreading so fast. So that's pretty neat.
Mm-hmm.
It is scary.
It's kind of an interesting thing on a biological basis.
Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm. So what are your concerns? Are you worried?
Yeah, I'm worried more so for some of my family members, not as much myself, but my grandmother has lung cancer, so I'm pretty much not going to go visit her until all this is over.
Yeah, that's a wise decision.
Yeah, so that's worrisome, especially because like a lot of her doctor's appointments are getting canceled and she can't go and get, you know, the therapy that she needs to be okay. I have a cousin in Italy, and things are like pretty strict over there. She's not allowed to go in her front yard, like
Even in the front yard?
no, like nowhere. You have to stay in your house. And there's one person that's allowed to go out to like the grocery store, and the like law enforcement is actually like stopping you if they see you like out and about, and you have to have like a valid reasoning for going out. So pretty
That's interesting.
intense, yeah.
Mallory doing the curbside service. When she comes in, we'll see if we can get her to do a little interview with us. Sometimes she's kind of camera shy. I don't know if we can to film her when she's not looking. She's keeping her 6 feet away, but she's getting that conversation going too.
She's a talker.
It takes one to know one, right?
I don't think I'm as bad as Mallory. It's all out of love, though.
Yeah.
I think just watching and waiting right now more than anything.
I think it's pretty serious.
Yeah.
I think so too. It's got me a little frightened. I'm not gonna lie.
What are your personal concerns?
Just staying healthy and my family and friends staying healthy.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
I worry about
family
it.
members
but
who have breathing problems already and stuff like that.
Yeah. You guys are both young. You're not gonna have any problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
There are some people that are young that are. My husband has
ventilators.
asthma and stuff like that, so it makes me worried.
Yeah, that's true. And he's young. I mean, he's only 30 something. So but it's just, I think it's the uncertainty. Like there are people that were completely healthy that are young and they're on ventilators. You know, I think that's super scary to me.
Yeah. And what's gonna happen to the economy after this is scary.
Yeah. It's a lot of unknowns. I don't do well with that.
Now.
I don't.
So what do you think we should do?
I mean, I think people should really think about what is necessary and what's not necessary. It's tough to just sit at home or, not do the things you want to do. But I think people should really take it seriously. Listen and wash their hands like they've been told, and stay away from doing things you don't have to do right now. If it's something that's really truly not needed, just don't do it. Wait. You know, if it can wait a few weeks, let it wait a few weeks.
I feel like people are just, from what I've seen, are just going about normal. They're not.
Yeah, there's a lot of, I think, a lot of.
They don't
people
realize
not
it yet.
No.
They don't realize how serious it
It
is.
hasn't
or-
hit this area that hard yet. And I think when it does, is when it's going to be like, oh,
Yeah.
it is, isn't it? So, it's very common.
There's the. Oh, you saying it. You saying it. Oh, hello. You are. Oh, Boosie. It just smells bad. You can't eat it.